Oh,
The Glasses Malone.
what's going on?
Just had a great idea for a song. Maybe it wasn't a great idea, but it was an idea.
Tell me about it.
For some reason, I got the Price is Right song stuck in my head, which is, I don't know how many 20 years ago that came from. But
Sure.
I want to pull the Price is Right beat, or the Price is Right, put it on a beat, and have the song be about money hungry bitches.
It's the first minute. It's the first 2 minutes, Pete.
Oh,
First 2 minutes.
Steel wasn't here to rein me in.
It's the first 2 minutes and you already violating protocol. It's exactly what Steel be talking about.
Money hungry women of liberal social responsibility, to quote Vladimir Putin. Greatest international quote of all time.
Minutes, he already, well, theoretically, he could be talking about female dogs, so maybe they not going to trip off of that.
Yeah, those French bulldogs got going for big money.
You said who?
With them, you never know, bro.
You just never know. They just wake up and be like, we going to just ruin their life. It's so funny how they actually really just gave me my like monetization back. I'm like, it's like, yeah, you're using other people's content. I'm like, no, I own all of these videos.
And
then like, this is what's crazy. They made me on YouTube, they made me like upload a video with me talking into the camera, explaining to them that these are my videos to give me my monetization back.
Jeez.
That's crazy. They made you do all that?
Oh, is it because you're on the different channel?
No, it was just Thursday. The real life is they're moving that space over to kids, and anything that feels like a remote level of what's the right word? Savagery. They like, nah, this dude. And I've been dealing with this ever since I made Tupac Must Die. Like I've been going through it crazy, but it's all good. Like I told Still, like I try my best to be an upstanding dude, man. I don't really try to go out my way. I try to really, if you see me on Twitter, I try to talk to people like I got some sense. People just, again, like I said on the podcast, well, this is No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour. Glasses Malone. I got my big brother Still, my brother Pete in the house. We here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you click that thumbs up button right there in the corner if you on YouTube. Go in the description if you on YouTube and click the link to the podcast. It was a great episode last week where we address is warring over women worth it, and we talk about Dirk's situation. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Homie Tiptoe, Rob was heading. Oh yeah, it's gonna be on. Demetrius on Twitter. I see the love, homie. Yeah, and that's what we talking about, man. That is what we are talking about. That is what we are talking about.
What are we talking about?
So, over the weekend, Pete, the Sacramento Kings had a game in Toronto against the Toronto Raptors. Same day where the Louisiana concert is going, where we had a Hot Boy reunion. So shout out to Lil Wayne, one of my greatest inspirations, more than ever today, just outstanding talent, and one of my favorite rap groups coming up as a teenager. And, Cash Money Records, my first home who changed my life. They reunited, Manny Fresh, Birdman, they had the Big Timers, and it was just a big deal. But Drake is not there. He is at the Toronto Raptors game against the Sacramento Kings. And maybe his contractual obligation is, he has a contractual obligation where he's on the microphone on the broadcast for the Raptors, right? So he's on the broadcast. And the broadcaster didn't ask him quite about DeMar DeRozan, but he said, oh, if they put DeMar DeRozan's jersey up in the rafters, I'm going to go up there and take it down. Later on in the broadcast, he calls DeMar DeRozan a goofy. And they have footage of him eyeing DeMar DeRozan, all like mad dogging him and Chubbs, his guy on his team. They're mad dogging DeMar DeRozan and saying stuff under their breath. Like, The internet will find the things you are saying if you said them. And so he's just doing all of this stuff from the sideline. Mind you, he's 5 feet away from DeMar DeRozan. So most people don't know, but everybody from this come up, right, is really close. DeMar DeRozan is somebody that I got genuine love for. Like, we came up from the same area, same for Dot DeMar. We all love each other. You know how the West Coast get down still. It's a real it's a real camaraderie around here if you come up from the streets. We really like each other. So DeMar is somebody I consider like somebody I want the best for, and I really like this guy. Like, we associated a million times. Like, I would think of him as a homie, you know, and he's from around the way, from a community. So I take it upon myself. I see the thing, and I'm like, bro, that is not how you deal with that as a man. Like, one thing I try to use my social media for is things that have been successful for me as a man. Like, I will really tweet. I don't troll anybody. I will tell you exactly things that have worked out for me as a man. This is the point of being 44 and having wisdom, is you can share it with a bunch of people, you know what I'm saying, and who don't have your living experience. One of them is exactly how you deal with conflict. And again, it's back to this kind of tough guy thing where it's like, bro, you know this man. You could call this man and you could say, hey, man, I did not like you were on that song and that video. Man, let's get up. Let's conversate. Let's solve it. Let's fight. Like, if I'm mad at somebody that I associate with or have any real relationship, I have no problem getting them on the phone. Right. And making sure I hash out whatever our issues is. That's the player way. You feel me? That's how you do things. For some reason, he took it upon himself and thought it was better because if he just mad dog cuz from the sideline and called him a bitch ass nigga under his breath. Excuse my language, YouTube. Called him, you know, whatever he called him under his breath. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, bro, how are you 5 feet away from somebody with this much animosity? Like, now, I'm not asking cuz to go hop on fucking the basketball court and fight DeMar, but bro, you can solve this problem before or after the game. There's no reason to have all of this ridiculous, you know what I mean, like energy, and to let it be overexposed. So I tweeted, right? I said, all of that mad dogging, and you're not going to move any furniture around. Like, you're not going to solve the problem. Like, what is this? Like, this is not masculinity, bro. This is weird. This is like girls. Girls do that to each other. They stare at each other and they don't, you know, they'll live in that space. But as a man, we could solve our differences. Again, it don't got to be physical. I'm not saying Drake got to go fight this man. I'm just saying it's just corny as fuck to be 5 feet away from somebody. Now,
well,
as these,
him having beef is corny anyway.
I mean, even if you got beef for that, that's cool. You know what I mean? If you disappointed because DeMar is your partner, you feel me, and you feel disappointed, you ushered him into your city, you feel me? You ushered him into the city and you felt like you showed him love, and you could be upset that he's loyal to his home turf, right? He's loyal to Compton. You could have stayed out of it, but he didn't. He chose to support somebody from around his area, which is a normal thing to do. And I'm not upset if Drake is upset about that. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But there's also a way to deal with being upset, bro. There's a way that's a masculine, very street way of dealing with it. Again, it don't mean you have to fight this man. You can actually talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Like you could actually solve the problem. It's weird
to talk about though, bro.
Huh?
It shouldn't even be nothing to talk about.
I agree, right? This is standard man one-on-one. That's not what this conversation is about. The conversation is about when I tweeted, right? And people, their depths of fandom, right? Their depths of fandom, what is going on? Where people cannot even say, that is sucker. That's a sucker move. Like, right, P, have you ever been a fan of somebody and you thought this person did a sucker move?
Probably, I guess.
Right? Still, you grew up in a different era. You ever been fan like Teddy Pendergrass did something? You're like, man, that's a sucker move.
Oh yeah, a whole lot of people, a whole lot of people. When I meet them, people that I were fans of, I realized, man, it's really a punk ass nigga.
Yeah, I can think of that. Now
but my point is, my fandom has never gotten away of me being honest in assessing a situation. Like,
well, it never should.
Rick Ross, we talked about this, right? Rick Ross is in my top 5. He's in my top 5. That don't mean he wasn't a police or he don't do no crazy stuff. I told Ross on the radio, I'm like, man, Ross could feel some kind of way and really be like, man, G tripping. But that don't change. He's one of my favorites and he's one of the top guys I listen to. And I can be honest enough and say it. Like, there's this weird space in fandom where people feel like they need to defend or make sense of things that they know don't make no sense. Like standing 5 foot away from somebody, doing all that energy versus solving the energy. It's okay to say that's unacceptable as a man, especially if it's a man that you so call yourself looking up to or being a fanatic of. Is that what you're a fanatic of? Like, even when, like, let's say particularly this artist, Drake, and he paints his fingernails, be like, that's some stupid shit. It's okay to say it's stupid and still like his music. Like, even this whole scenario where people in their mind have made it that I don't like this man or I have an issue with this man. I don't have no issue with this man. Of course, I like some of this man's songs. This man makes some of the greatest songs over the last 15 years still. But there is no space in this world where I am not going to voice what I think about somebody that I even support. I don't voice stuff about people I don't support. If I don't support you, I don't got nothing to say about what you're doing. I'm not even vested at all in what you're doing. So even if it's a Drake, like somebody who I've bought his album, supported in real life at a label, really just enjoyed everything he's doing. Just enjoy everything he's doing. I have a right to comment. I tell my homie, shout out to my homie Ronald Green in the chat. Feel me? Ron is a Tupac super stan. A super stan. You know what a super stan is, Pete? Where a super stan is where you just totally vested in everything they do. He's a super stan, bro. Ronald is a super stan for Tupac. And I think that is amazing that a man could make you just idolize his existence. The only man's story I've ever idolized in existence is Jesus Christ. That's a really good story. And I don't really got nothing bad to say about Jesus. Maybe it's how they wrote the story, because if Jesus would have did some sucker shit, I'd be like, man, Jesus did some sucker shit that time. But every story they tell of Jesus, he was always a player. He always dealt with it in a player way of living life. That's Jesus. So again, somebody telling me the story, this is what I got from the story, right? So Jesus might be the only person I haven't critiqued their existence. That's it. Maybe him hanging around Mary, because, you know, the stuff you was hearing about Mary, but I don't quite know that that's true, right? I don't quite know if Mary was out there like that. Don't do that.
Religion.
This is not about religion. This is a story. It's not about religion. Religion is the way you live your life based on the story. This is about the story itself.
Suspend your marketable sensitivity preoccupation just for a moment.
No, but I'm a person that practices Christianity, so some of the stuff I don't agree with G's take on.
It's not a take. This is the truth.
How do you know?
I'm telling you a fact.
How you know?
We know the same story. Neither one of us know Jesus. We read the same story from the same places. What other stories is there? You got some other stories that I don't know. Who else wrote a story about Jesus that I don't know?
I don't know the whole thing about it being a story, but we continue on.
What do you mean it's a story? That's all we know is the story.
Go talk about it.
Hey, what the hell? Stop. Shit. Anyway, even Scarface being my favorite, he has said some stuff, and I said I ain't like him saying that. It don't mean that I don't love the guy. It's fucking Scarface. But I don't have this weird level of fandom where this person needs to be beyond reproach and everything they do is correct, or you can't be critiqued. That's a weird problem. That's a weird problem, bro. That is a horrible problem. And I'm noticing people was talking shit to me, and I'm like, and I'm asking people questions, and they like, well, I mean, it's some sucker stuff when you be on it. Bro, why can't you just say that was some sucker shit? It don't mean you like him any less. Ross was the police. It don't mean I like him any less. It don't have nothing to do with his songs jamming. Kanye is crazy. It don't mean that his songs ain't jamming and I enjoy his act. Jay-Z, I have my issues. Sometimes I think he sold out. That don't mean I don't love Jay-Z to death. Snoop put his name on everything. That don't mean I don't love him to death. That don't mean I don't love him to death, but it's okay to be critical of other human beings. There's nothing wrong with that. It don't mean you're not a supporter of them. You do not have to suck their penis to support them. You don't have to have cum stains all on your shirt to support them.
Come on, man.
Monday. 17 minutes. 17 minutes.
That's not even a bad word. I didn't use a bad word. No, the idea of it, you don't have to have that to support anybody, bro.
Still, Pete, 7th Street. What's happening, y'all?
Is it cold in Milwaukee?
Twan Mac. I gave Twan Mac the open door to pull up anytime. Twan is using the door. Shout out to my brother, Gene Sanders, for the $10. We for sure can get 2 Whoppers with that, baby. Shout out to the homie Demetrius. I wish DeMar would have fired Drake jaw up. Me too. Praise in the house. We own these suckers. Praise. That's what we doing. We own people doing sucker shit. That's all we own, like we always own. Shout out to Revenge, always, for the love. I'm glad you're here again, brother. That really means a lot to me. One of the funniest things Drake ever did, I know he went home laughing. He didn't. He went home mad. Sharice, what is happening with the panel in the chat? We up in here. Squish, I love you. I'm glad to see you here.
Hey,
shout out to my brother Name Brand. He brought it up himself. The broadcaster didn't even say DeMar. He just couldn't wait to hate on DeMar. Polly Rob, all I'm going to do is facts. Lifted, what's happening? Drake is the embodiment of corniness. It's not surprising. It is still surprising to me. It is still surprising to me.
Why?
I be surprised because, bro, like he still got a penis.
I don't.
Do you remember way back in the day when that like non-alcoholic beer called O'Doul's came out?
Yeah.
And the advert. It's what beer drinkers drink when they're not drinking beer. That's Drake. He's what hip hop listeners listen to when they're not listening to hip hop.
God, what the fuck?
I'm crying. No, but I'm saying, look, I get it. And it's funny because I remember being in Twitter. You feel
I
me?
said it wrong.
I like it though. I'm in. But I remember
what
being
girls
on
listen to when they're not listening to men.
Golly, man.
When they're not.
What the hell is happening?
That was what I meant to say.
Oh, look, man, you're throwing me off.
Sorry.
People were really looking up old tweets from me where I was giving Drake props. And I'm like, well, show me a tweet that I was taking props away from Drake. Like, again, it's the same level where people feel like they have to defend something, and it's like, it's okay. It's okay that you can have critique over people you support.
You prop taker.
I've never in my life, you can't go through none of my tweets and be like, man, Drake is whack. I have no tweets that be like, man, Drake don't know what he doing. Drake is horrible. I don't have those tweets. Go look through all of my tweets. It's a lot. Just Google search and see anything negative I said about Drake. I ain't never in my life said nothing negative about this person. Even when I'm saying he's not hip hop, it's not negative. It's assessing what hip hop is. It's assessing what hip hop is and saying he's not it. It's not negative. I am not trying to insult him. Even right now, I'm still like, bro, what are you doing? Like, is my tweet really that bad, bro? Like, that's my point. Do my tweets be that bad and I don't get it? Like, I'm confused, bro. Let me read y'all the tweet. This is the tweet. Let's go over the tweet. Here we go. The tweet says, here we go. It is, hold on.
This tweet's out there this big.
Yeah. All that fake tough shit on national TV is booth. You ask if we do fades. The answer is yes. Run yours and get that hate out your heart. Mark. That's not negative. If you're mad dogging someone, and I'm telling you, that is not cool. That is not masculine. It is not representative of the culture. You do not sit on the side. I agree. Shout out to James McCoy. That's exactly what Chubb should have told him. Nah, G, you said what Chubb should have told him. Because if I was sitting next to Drake, I'd be like, stop looking at him like that, bro. Like, we can just get with dude and like, hey, we need to holler at you after this thing, bro. You feel me? Like, hey, we need to politic with you after this shit, dog. That way, if you feel this energy, you feel me? You could just get it out. The next tweet was him mad dogging. And then Academics TV, shout out to that Twitter page who be on my ass all the time, just weirdly. I don't know why. But again, I know what's going on. People declare war on the streets, but it's fine. I'm not upset. Drake staring down DeMar DeRozan. I retweeted it and said, all that staring and ain't gonna move no furniture around. How could you be that upset and exist in peace? That's some girl stuff. Only girls hate each other and stare in the same room and just be there the whole time. I'll be laughing when these dudes be talking like girls and they got enemies. Well, how is somebody your enemy and they still breathing air?
Type shit.
Yeah.
Or are you overusing the word enemy, Twan?
It sounds like a peasy line. Something about you my ops. You say you're my ops and they shot at me or something like that.
People keep using these words, and that's the issue with hip hop when it goes mainstream sometimes. People will be calling the man at Target their ops because he didn't give you a discount. He didn't honor your coupon. He is not your ops, bro. He just works at Target.
Type shit.
People will be calling their baby daddy their ops, bro. No, like I listened to Tia Kemp talk about Rick Ross and call him ugly, fat, and all this shit. You was sucking his penis.
Type shit.
I guess she got a baby with him.
Type shit.
Like if you're demeaning the father of your child, that shows your taste.
Well, Tia Mag, she ain't getting no more money.
I mean, minus why she's upset. It's just the logics to push it out into the universe.
And I don't
Like
know
you
if you want smoke
argue
with her.
huh?
I don't know if you want no smoke with Tia. She be going in.
What is that? I'm not arguing with her. I'm just saying, why would you
She's
say
a
that about
formidable
somebody?
op.
You
Yeah,
lazy.
dog. She might get you with them tweets, dog. She might be a bad show level with them tweets, dog.
I don't
Tia
have.
ain't got
I'm
nothing
not,
to do with this.
bro. This weird space that y'all think that okay, but y'all get on Obama's internet and start thinking that the whole point is to argue with a bunch of people. That is not what I'm doing. I don't care what you tweet. I only care about what I have to put out on my wire. So I'm not gonna argue. It's a weird space where y'all get on here and y'all be like, oh, he cooked this person. They was arguing. You want an argument. You weird ass niggas. I'm not trying to win no fucking argument with you. I'm trying to pass information. So even when I'm talking to Tia, I'm not saying nothing disrespectful about Tia. If she went on her platform and started to demean me, that's a joke. I don't know her. I'm just saying to anybody, whether it's Tia or somebody that's not popular, why demean publicly the person if you are sucking their penis? It means that you have bad taste. It puts
she does
you down.
now.
It puts you down. You can't say later on, oh, well, I didn't know who they were. It don't work that way. That's like, even when I talk about people I dated, I don't talk bad about people I dated because it really shows that you are raggedy.
Type shit.
How could you coexist? Everybody feel like they wasting time. It's like, bro, you got to make the most out of life.
We say, are you big mad or little mad?
That's it.
You big mad or
You
little mad?
sitting on that fucking sideline. But I just don't understand this super fandom where everybody, y'all help me out in the chat. please click the thumbs up button. No
I don't
ceilings
think
live
Drake
to
really
lunch
wants
hour.
smoke.
No ceilings live to lunch hour. I hope y'all having a good day at work, getting that coin. I hope you enjoying your lunch. We got $10 to start for our lunch, so we in the game. And we to it. Just click the thumbs up button, go in them descriptions, click that link to the No Ceilings podcast, subscribe, be a member. New podcast dropping tomorrow. So again, it's like, do you do that still? Are you such a fan that you have to, like when Jay-Z lost to Nas, I didn't say nothing.
No, I didn't stop being Ho's fan at that point, you know, but like you said, we just in this weird space, dog, where these people on the internet really think these people are homeboys. Like people out there that mess with Drake really think Drake is their homeboy. And it's to the point, dog, remember when you did Tupac Must Die and I said, man, we got to be careful because Tupac has a type of, the people that mess with Tupac is a different type of fan. You'll mess around and get shot out here messing around. Like we could be in a restaurant and the cat be talking about, man, they go the nigga that made Tupac Must Die and feel like he really riding for Pop.
No, they gonna get hurt. This is like when I was telling AD, no, they gonna get hurt. Don't get yourself hurt over somebody that wouldn't spit on you if you was on fire.
Well,
Just be my point.
That's the thing. I think they think that there's an arrival moment where all of this loyalty, they're going to bump into Drake and they're going to like be able to demonstrate this great adoration. And then Drake's gonna be like, oh, I had no idea.
Pete, he gonna be like, I'm gonna give you everything. You deserve everything.
Bro, fans be taking sides. Did I tell you what happened? I told you about my incident I had at Mac's show when I was over at Mac's. Shout out to the homie Mac 10 when I was at Mac 10's concert. I told you about that, right?
No, tell me again.
So, bro, I'm in there. I'm in the back. I'm hanging out because, you know, when you go concerts, you see people you ain't seen in a minute. So I'm hanging out with JL, KK, and them. You know, we talking stuff. So they leave, and I'm in the back, right? I'm in the back kind of, you know, checking my phone messages because there wasn't no signal in there. Mm-hmm. This dude bumps into me about somebody I used, you know, a person that used to be on the show, right? Mm-hmm. And he really called himself, like, he bumps into me, and I'm thinking like it wasn't nothing, but he kind of almost fell. He almost fell trying to pump my shoulders right now. I was like, you all right, dude? And he kind of said something under his breath, and I said, what the F you say? And he ran back in the building. But it's just them moments, man, where people really could get themselves hurt getting in somebody else's business. And most of the time, these people don't even have problems like you think they do.
Shout out to Todd. Fandom is a conversion of energy that borders a fatal attraction. It is weird. It is.
I agree.
And that's go ahead, Pete. I'm sorry.
I think it comes out like when you see celebrities pass away. I mean, like, look, I thought it was tragically sad that Kobe Bryant passed away, that he passed away. Grown men who never said hello to him in real life, sitting on a sidewalk outside of a basketball arena where he used to play basketball crying is not healthy. It's not even close.
People calling off work.
I'm done with y'all.
People calling off work with somebody they didn't even know.
And don't go to the person funeral that they do know.
I don't need this on Monday. Bro.
Like, how much time and money does it cost to buy flowers, drive through traffic, park, pay, walk, all this shit to lay flowers on the sidewalk by the Staples Center? But you probably didn't contribute anything when your friend passed away for his, you know, funeral costs.
Gee, you know this, and I ain't gonna put people's names out there, bro. It's people I don't really help. Like, don't do major stuff for them, right? And I don't do nothing for nobody to get no praise for it, but you will see them pull up to certain people's stuff now and do certain stuff for certain people, right? That ain't never done nothing for them. And it's amazing to me that people, Glasses don't support it. Everybody on the West Coast hip hop, everybody that's really on the West Coast kind of owe this man a debt of gratitude. But they go kiss the next man's ass and do this for them. Oh, that's the boy, but forget about him. And it pisses me off, dog. He don't get mad about that, but it pisses me off because a lot of these people be on some sucker shit, dog.
Man, most people forced to be your friend. Most people are forced to be who they are.
Unpack that.
I've been who I am by choice this whole time.
It never changed up, bro.
Other people convince me to be somebody else.
Say that shit again, though, Glasses. Bring that back. Hold on. I want to make sure I caught the gist of that. They what now?
Forced to be your friend.
Ooh.
People are with people your friend when it's convenient for them.
Yeah, most friendships at the root are probably out of some sort of transactional nature.
No, you know, I'm gonna tell you this. Me and Glass has been friends through the good times, through the bad times, through the worst of the worst. That's why, to me, that's what strengthened me and this man's friendship is the dark times, the stuff that where we trying to figure it out. We sit in the living room like, damn, dog, how we gonna get past this shit?
Still, y'all not friends though. Y'all brothers.
Yeah, we brothers, dog. That's why I don't call everybody my friend, dog, because a lot of these people will prove that they're not your friend, dog. There's so many people don't disappoint me and did sucker shit, dog, and didn't have an explanation for it.
Whoa.
Shout out to Lifted. That's a fact. I let off a few tears when Kobe passed because of the impact on my childhood, but that was about it. I'd rather grieve for my family. When Kobe died, bro, I sat right there and I was staring. Like I was like, damn, Kobe died. This is sad. I was genuinely sad. But I didn't go to the damn Staples Center and do all of that shit. Like, I didn't know him. I saw rest in peace to Quincy Jones, who passed away either last night or this morning early. Right? And it's like the news was showing somebody who went and set a bunch of stuff on his star, liquor, all kind of stuff, and they sitting next to his star. And I'm thinking to myself, like, y'all know this nigga?
That guy lives there. That's his front yard.
They probably don't even call their mama, but going to go do all that for them. That's what I'm saying. People will go out their way for people that they don't know, dog.
That guy is by Quincy's star all the time. That's his address.
My brother Ron, you got to have at least one hero in life. Man, I got a few heroes, but my heroes are not past critique, Ron. I don't care if Superman was real. I'd be talking shit about him if he did some sucker shit.
Here's one.
If me and God was walking down the street and God did some bullshit, I'd be like, Pop, man, God, that was boof. Like, it's okay to be critiqued. Like, he would critique me, be like, gee, you got to do better. God critiques me all the time. That was just horrible. What were you thinking? Mm-hmm. So you don't think if me and God was walking and he tripped somebody, I'd be like, man, God, that was a shitty thing to do. What? It's okay to be critical. Like, you having a hero doesn't mean you don't have to critique them. You don't have to look up to everything somebody does. That's not what it's all about.
Here's a critique.
Go ahead.
What kind of man has one hero in life and it's Drake?
Bro, stop, Pete. Not today. It's Monday, bro. Don't start.
Sorry.
I'm going to tell you who my hero is, G. My heroes is my mama and my daddy and my stepdaddy for putting clothes on my back and food on the table when it was real hard.
Yeah,
Despite
but I've heard you be critical.
Like that.
I've heard you be critical of your parents. It's okay. It don't mean you could outdo them.
Oh no, but they still, you know what? They still my heroes because you know the one thing I realized, G, and that's why anything I've said ever critical of my father, I denounced. And I've denounced that a long time ago, right? Because it's certain things that you don't know coming up what they going through. You feel what I'm saying? There's certain obstacles.
But it's okay to critique, right? Shout out to Todd because they want you to worship these so-called celebs as gods. That's why they get statues. It's the Roman energy the elite likes. I like Todd. Todd cooking.
Yeah, that's
you
real.
You got the chats going up. You know what's funny? I get why they're celebs. People that are extremely talented and dedicated to their work deserve to be celebrated. It's okay to celebrate somebody. Listen, tacos, I celebrate tacos all the time. Tacos are my favorite food. But that don't mean tacos, the shells. It's a lot to eat. There's a lot of things I can complain about tacos about. It don't make them not my favorite food. It's okay to feel, just because you like something don't mean it got to be the greatest thing all the time in the world. I like some shit that's pieces of shit. Chili cheese fries with pastrami. It's horrible for you. I love them. I don't have to give you one health tip about chili cheese fries. I don't got to say they healthy. I don't got to imagine, Pete. I'm like, yeah, with the green onions, it's healthy because of the green onions. What the fuck? You feel what I'm saying?
That's offset by the grease that's in that chili. The health in them green onions and them peppers.
Man, that thing ain't meant to be healthy. It's meant to be what it is.
Enjoy it.
And and it's horrible and I love it. That don't mean I'm wise enough not to eat it every day, right? I'm wise enough to understand the implications on my body if I eat it. It don't mean it ain't fantastic to me.
That's the whole point of this. At the end of the day, Drake is the chili cheese fries with pastrami of masculinity.
There you go with the
He's a
bullshit.
cheat day from being a man.
Shout out to American Negro News. Rod, what's up? If we could get everybody in the chat box to hit the like button and the share button, it would be greatly appreciated. He is not
This
lying.
guy's the best.
Please do this. Please doing this. My
Man, give him a
Rob.
salute, dog.
My man, Rob. Thank
Give
you,
him a
Rob.
salute, man. He get a salute.
Glasses, you
I
heard
wish
of
my
Drake?
little horn shit was working.
You heard of Dre Day is Pete Day today. Pete is on a tangent.
He is going crazy. He
he's
got
going
all the
hard.
right.
If I was in LA, I'd say
beardless
Pete going in hard. He going in hard.
Yeah, that's right. You know what I mean? Shout out to Squishy. People are so performative. That is true. Everything they do is based off what they think would happen. And still it's right. Like I might do a lot of stuff for people, but I did it for them. I don't think they're gonna do nothing back for me. My older brother used to be like, these people wouldn't do it for you. And I'm like,
Well,
yeah,
I speak up for G. That's why I speak up for him, because he genuinely do stuff. And most of these people be on some bullshit, man. They treat my boy G bad as hell, dog. Like I don't see him get hated on. Fuck
But
all
he internationally loved though. It don't matter. Like even if everything that they don't do still that you talking about, the rest of the world is going to.
And you know what, bro? It ain't that I exactly look for them to do stuff, dog, but it be stuff that's just so blatant, bro. Like I wish I could say something without actually, because I ain't messy like that to get on and talk about people, bro. But it just be so much fire. We talk off the air, dog. Just so much stuff that it be like, dog, what would it hurt you to do that, dog? And it just made me realize how we just been really hanging out with hoe ass niggas all these years, dog.
The disgust in your face is crazy.
It is. It's the opposite of your usual troll smirk that you have going on.
No,
but to Squish's point, most of the grown men I saw crying in front of Staples were doing this and holding their cell phone up so that they could film it and take a selfie.
Put him
like
out.
this.
Put him out the room. Put him out the. Put him out.
Crazy.
It's true. There was a lot of selfie crying being done by grown men that day.
Crying, bro. What the hell is selfie crying, bro?
I had never seen it before either.
You need to put up Squishy's other comment, man. She said something about me and I just couldn't see it.
I got you. If I critique my own father, I'll critique anyone. Shout out to Lifted. That's me too. Shout out to Spirit 9. Welcome. I don't think I ever seen you, brother, but welcome to the No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time. Click that thumbs up button. Fans and fanatics are not the same. Fans will love you all the time. However, fanatics themselves don't even know if they love you or hate you. Well, fans is short for fanatics, but I'm not mad at the explanation to separate them, because it might be time to separate them, bro. It might be time to separate them. It might be time.
I prefer supporters versus fans. I like supporters.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sure.
I feel like I don't have no fanatics. I feel like I got supporters. People who support what I'm trying to accomplish. I support them back as much as I can. That's just how I feel. I could not imagine a man thinking that everything I do is the best thing in the world. That would bother me. I probably wouldn't even be cool with you as a person.
You better be careful with that individual.
Yeah. Shout out to Lifted. Nobody is above critiquing or getting checked. You right, Lifted. Nobody.
You know who made the mistake of having someone around that loved everything that they did? Selena.
I don't know Anthony Jackson. Shout out to you, brother, and welcome to No Ceilings Live. I haven't seen you in here. It definitely is weird. Same shit niggas do in the barbershop arguing who's the best NBA player, Bron or Kobe. No, it's not the same. It's different. Who you like more or who you think is a realer nigga is more of that type of argument.
If one runs out crying, then it's the same.
Yeah, oh yeah. If you go too far, that's just
crazy. Watch this.
That's right how they be doing, bro.
I'm saving that shit.
Shout out to my brother Dreadful. I ain't seen you. What's going on, big dog? We are too concerned about entertainment and not concerned enough about knowledge, because watching entertainment make us feel like a master. It's a cheap and easy way to feel as a master, like you control something. It's like people go out to buy fast food, not for the sake of convenience, but to feel like they're in charge. Like if you see somebody in line arguing with somebody about food, they like, well, I spend my money. I did. That don't make you a master here.
Type shit.
You really could take your money and go cook your own shit. You have one of the worst feelings in the world is when people go to a restaurant. Let me tell y'all something in this chat so y'all know this. This is another masculine tip from Glasses Malone. No Ceilings Live to lunch hour. Don't go to no restaurant and customize all your food at no fast food place. Not a restaurant, at a fast food place. Stop tricking up the burgers. Stop making the fast food experience slow. You selfish asshole. Nobody care about your $10 you are spending. It don't make you king of the world for that minute. The whole concept of the customer is always right was 40 years ago when people would cook and it was hard for businesses to make money. Fast food restaurants, it was hard, so they had to do certain things to get your business. That day is over. It is 100 people in line behind you.
And quit buying lotto tickets, smokable tobacco products, and hot dogs at the 7-Eleven counter. It drags out the process.
Type shit.
God, I hate that shit.
Get out the line. Go walk in. It's
So what you
supposed
saying?
to be fast food.
So what you're saying, Glasses, is jalapenos don't belong on Big Macs.
Exactly. And don't be going back and wasting our time. Shout out to Squishy for the $5. Okay, we eating good today. We up to $15. That's Wendy's. Still is my hero. That's why I got here. 2 p.m. sharp. Following Steel's bad way.
Wish you got excellent taste.
Shout out to Name Brand. A day off from being a man is crazy, Pete. And people really take a day off from being men.
He killed the set with that.
Not crazy, man. People really take a day off from being men. Like, and it is not so much that bro was sitting on the sideline mad dogging somebody 5 feet away from them, like, right? Or just you got that much animosity. It's crazy to be in the vicinity. Like, I wonder in the back of Cuz's mind, do he think DeMar is now his op? And you was that close to your enemy, your op, Cuz, and you didn't do nothing? Like, that is just weird. Okay, and you can't do nothing. It's a professional game, so why would you not solve it before the game or after the game? Like, why are you just that mad?
Because it was the spectacle. He was creating the spectacle.
Like, hide the masculine thing to do is even hide the energy. Like, if you're that upset, just hide your energy. Just be player about it, bro. But that's not the part that's defeating, because that's expected. Bro is not culturally like us. Like, that is not the song. That's true. He's culturally not like us. But it's the fans who feel like that this person represents their interests. Like, you think it's some Buster shit. It's okay to be like, yeah, Glass, you know, that's my boy, but that was some Buster shit. That was some Buster shit.
He's the champion of the soy milk man. They have to have somebody that they could prop up that makes their lifestyle okay to live.
I drink almond milk.
Whatever.
It's fucked up, Pete.
Shout out to Nick. Fuck out of here. Drake's the margarita of masculinity.
He wanted that. He created that moment. He created that moment so he could do jazz hands.
Shout out to Kelvin. This is a great point, Kelvin. Man, I appreciate every time you hear, bro. That shit mean the world to me, bro. And I know you clicking in from Twitter. Folks be living vicariously through celebrities, taking critique for the celeb like it's a critique for them. I can't understand it. Me neither, Kelvin. And that's what it is, though. Actually, that is what it is. They live through people so they don't have to spend their time pursuing greatness. So that person represents them pursuing greatness, especially when they with somebody from the beginning, right? But I can't be upset about that. Pursuing greatness is a really different type of sacrifice that every human being doesn't have the opportunity to do, right? But you do have to recognize the greatness in your own steps. So, like, if you're not pursuing a record contract or a record success like Glasses Malone, right? Raising your kid is still great success. So you have to realize it's okay to be you, and being you don't make you any different than Drake pursuing his opportunity or Glasses pursuing their opportunities. Your opportunities, you may have sacrificed your personal pursuit to raise a child. Now, if you just sitting at home just doing nothing, yeah, this is for sure you tripping. But if you have chosen a road that requires you to make some sacrifices of your own personal greatness for another human, bro, that's great in itself. That's great in itself. You don't have to do all of the weird stuff. Like, you don't got to be that way. Shout out to Polly Rob. Pete is the John Stockton one-liners. He definitely got all the assists.
Going in, man. He going in. Around the back shit. He going crazy. See, Glasses,
realizing Debo was a buster. I don't know if I would call Debo a buster, Name Brand. I'm not probably with you there. He's a bully, but he's not a buster. He wasn't scared of much of nothing. but I definitely think he doesn't have to be the villain. You know what I mean? It is somebody who's been through some stuff. Shout out to Lifted. Holding the phone makes it 100 times worse. I'm crying. And people really be doing that. It's okay to celebrate someone until the point it becomes idol worshiping, especially if you are a grown man putting another man on a pedestal. Look, I'm not going to lie and say I don't have heroes that I grew up watching in the business. Magic Johnson is probably the greatest hero I've ever had outside of my household my whole life. It don't mean Magic Johnson is above reproach.
Yeah,
it don't mean that I won't tell Magic Johnson about it. So Eddie Murphy is number 2. That don't mean I won't tell Eddie Murphy that this movie sucked or he did some punk shit.
Huh? You would tell Eddie his movie was bad?
Hell yeah. If I didn't think it was good, yeah, I don't fuck with that one. That one ain't right. That was weak.
Yeah. That coming to a what was that second Coming to America?
Coming to America
to
too.
America.
I mean, it wasn't trash, but it just some things should just be left alone.
I did the context. They tried to make a PG-13 out of a rated R classic. That just ain't gonna work out.
Bro, you know who one of my rap heroes is that did disappoint me because he was how he is in his music in real life is Willie D.
Willie D is as advertised.
Yeah,
shout out to Punisher. Shout out to Punisher, ABP Network. I support you, G Malone, my brother. Hollywood Bowl time. I told you on the pod that I told this crazy nigga, I'm like, bro, we should make an 18-month plan to do the Hollywood Bowl.
Man,
them niggas, you would have thought I said we need to kill 10 million people.
I couldn't figure out how the hell he knew about that. I'm like, we haven't put that out yet.
He got the link to come in here. He got the link to come in here. If you want to come here, he could come in here. He got the link. It's the same link, Punisher. You would have thought I said something crazy. I'm like, we've been in this business 17 years. I'm not saying let's do a Hollywood Bowl tour. I'm saying, bro, we can sell out the Hollywood Bowl if we made an 18-month plan to get there. Like, this is our town.
Hold on. I want to give Pun his flowers. I don't want to be the one always complaining about people. Pun is one of the only few people, man, that gives you props, man, that appreciates you as a person, dog.
That's my man. That's a man, 100 grand. Shout out to Revenge. I guess this is not a good room to talk about Lil. What's crazy is I can't say Lil Uzi Vert be doing a bunch of Buster shit, Revenge. I'm not gonna lie. Look, he be wearing some dresses and all kind of questionable things that
I'm not those two sentences back up against each other very awkwardly.
No, because he's still never like just because you wear a dress don't mean you're a buster as a man. Like I'll tell you one thing.
Because if you're true to yourself in that way,
oh, they'll kick the shit out of you. And if you got enough heart to be who you are, I can respect that.
Sure.
But you still got to be you unapologetically. You still got to do it for real. Right. And like Lil Uzi, yeah, I could talk about his fingernail polish. That's weird. Like, what do you think you're doing? That's a lot for attention. Dresses. Yeah, that's hella questionable and shaky. But I ain't never seen him do no shit that I was thinking to myself, like, man, that was some buster shit. Like, maybe I thought he could have been a homosexual man and he just not being honest. That ain't even no buster shit. But like, I don't see people talking to Lil Uzi or him Mad Dog. Trust me, if Lil Uzi had a problem with somebody, that would have not happened that way. That is a Philly brother. Like, we can talk about his dresses, we can talk about his fingernail polish, but Lil Uzi give me squabble you up vibes. Even if he lose, you're going to be in a squabble. And I can respect that about a man, even a man that wear a dress or fingernail polish or do all that crazy stuff Lil Uzi be doing. I still don't look and be like, man, Lil Uzi a buster. I've never in my life thought that.
From the hard streets of Philly, still.
I've never in my life Lil Uzi even wearing a dress. Even Thug, I'm glad Thug home. Welcome home, homie. Welcome home. I ain't never thought to myself he's a buster. I might be like, man, that's some homosexual shit, or
I don't agree with
it. Thug is actually the business, though.
Huh?
Thug is actually a rider.
I mean, minus that over sensation, I just never got he was a buster.
Acquitted.
I never got he was a mark from none of his moves. I just think it's just different.
You got to see the comments, bro. Nick just went crazy, bro. NICC, Nick just went crazy. He went he going crazy, almost as crazy as Pete today.
What? Knock it off.
Shout out to Nick. Salute West Coast. I'll never listen to Jewish Canadians with BBLs and painted nails.
I'm done.
Look,
Nick, I'm done with you. Wherever you at, Nick, I'm done with you.
BBL Grizzly.
You is on the Hall of Fame running the comments today, player.
I wonder, like, as a fan, right? You're in the store of celebrities. There's celebrities everywhere. My thing with a lot of Drake fans is you could be a fan of anybody. You chose him.
Type shit.
So it must be like I see something in him that I can identify with in myself.
Type shit.
Just hope is not the Buster part. No, look. Shout out to Revenge. Drake is famous for Buster shit. That's what's so funny. Bro came in corny. We never looked at him as cool, just music. Listen, I never thought Drake was on no Buster shit. I thought Drake was general population world. So I didn't hold him to urban street standards. I didn't see him in that capacity. Like he had to, even the stories you heard about certain things that I know what happened, I didn't really disrespect him. I didn't hold him to our standards of street urban lifestyle. Right? I didn't give him that. So if somebody allegedly put their hands on him, I kind of looked at you like a bully. Not because he's a buster, but because he's not particularly in this realm of culture and lifestyle. But as he slowly started to assimilate the culture and lifestyle, he started to change.
Well, I think,
but even all the songs, I didn't think the songs was corny. I just wasn't into it. But I thought they were fantastic songs, especially as somebody that does the same trade. You couldn't do nothing but admire how great he was at the trade.
Hey, Twan,
yeah.
How you think Drake's this record go sound when he go AG? You think he go sing or rap?
Drake is not gonna diss me, bro. There's no value in that for him.
Gee, it's on right now.
He's gonna come out with popcorn and a bunch of
and he gonna bring the one beat back.
Backdrop. It's gonna
and he gonna bring the one beat back.
7th Street, know I'm at your ass. 7th Street, you know I'm at your ass. 7th Street is up from here. 7th Street is up from here.
Oh no. Oh no, it's on.
Why would y'all take this, man?
It's on right now.
I'm gonna be right there with you. I'll fly out there for that shit. I don't give a. I'll be out there tomorrow. Fuck all that.
And shout out to you. He's just not a street nigga. And that's the problem, Ron. I don't know if that's really what he thinks, bro. He thinks in his mind he is a street dude.
Gee, you called this stuff. You called this stuff 10 years ago. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah,
you said
I told Ron all this stuff.
You said that. You said I don't know why this fool when they're talking about he'll catch a body right now. He shouldn't be doing
Bro,
that.
I remember walking out the studio like, what? Like, and I just left.
Is it possible that he has got to a point where he can't separate, like where he doesn't think that he is, but he can't no longer draw the line between where reality begins. Like he thinks he is the Truman Show. That's what the whole world is. His stage and set.
Jay Prince is his man.
It's just money, bro. Shout out to my brother Ron. Drake is Prince. He measured. No, he's Madonna.
Oh God, Jesus.
Lord.
Not Prince. He's Madonna.
You know who he is? He's Neil Diamond. That's who he is.
If you ever seen, it was an old Eddie Murphy stand-up, and Eddie was comparing Harold Washington was running for mayor in Chicago, and Jesse Jackson was winning or something, and they kept on geeking him up like, fuck Harold Washington, you can win. No, it was Jesse, it was the other way around. It was like, fuck Harold Washington, Jesse, you can win. And he was like, yeah, man, I can win, fuck Harold Washington. I ain't dissing Harold Washington.
Shout out to Todd. Drake is George Michael. He's not George Michael. That's just shit. Nah, y'all just going too far. No, Drake is. Look, man, this ain't even about Drake. The point is, the issue is the fans. Is y'all, bro. It's how y'all see it. It's how y'all see it. Shout out to Craze. If he diss cuz I'm back outside. Craze,
shit.
That is just a different world and a different problem. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about, like, you got to know who you are.
If he disses
I don't know. I just think culturally there is an issue. Yeah,
7th Street got me catching feelings because he dissed me on no ceilings.
Shout out to Revenge. That's why I disagree. I think he thinks he's smarter than street dudes. He thinks he can take care of it like a work for hire. No, I think yes, but I think he thinks he's a street dude. That's why he defends his positioning That's why people will say like, oh, he grew up in this area where he was probably like 7 when he moved. He's holding on to that because there is a version of him that wants to believe he's a street guy. I think y'all are really we were just talking about this on ADHD. Shout out to my brother Trap. Shout out to Dane. Shout out to Lake. Lake is like one of the brightest minds that I've listened to, you know, in the music industry from around the way. And he was saying that y'all give a lot of artists extra credit and believe that they're much smarter than they are. Like where they are talented at, they are talented at. You know what I'm saying? They are. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean that they're the smartest person all the way around. Shout out to my brother Ryan. This is a fallacy because you can't define how a street dude becomes a street dude. Of course I can, Ryan. That's ridiculous. Of course I can. Yes, of course I can. Shout out to Name Brand. He's the Odu's version of Pop. Wow.
Why, dude? Why? Name Brand, why?
I get the thought because people are really hypercritical of Pac's growing up. Like because he was in a dance class or he went to really great schools for his natural ability in theater and he was trained. But it's different growing up black in America in the ghetto.
I was like, is Malcolm not, you know, who he is, even though he was in theater school when he was and
you can see it with Malcolm clothes and all that, but Malcolm is a street nigga. Shout out to Ron Green Jr. G, was Tupac a street nigga in your opinion? I keep telling you, yes. I don't know why y'all think Tupac is not a street guy. You don't grow up in the ghetto of Baltimore. Yeah, you don't grow up in the ghetto of Baltimore and not be a street dude. Like his mom, he didn't have a mom that was keeping him in the house and he just went to private school. He had to go outside and play. So you're going to get
Baltimore
certain things when you go outside and play.
Look, I knew he wasn't. I questioned his intelligence when he had the audacity to use an AI Pac. The Snoop thing, I was like, okay, like first, who is in his corner? Who does he listen to? And if he doesn't listen to anybody, and
that's what I'm saying. It's making me look at Chubbs funny. Cause like
why would you do that, bro?
Corner, bro? Why? Like why? Now, like a nigga need to do background.
You got a bunch of ass kisses around.
Like I need to do background. Like somebody need to answer some questions about Chubb because, like, it's no way I'd be letting Dot do this if I'm with Dot every day. I'd be like, bro, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Like,
don't do that, bro. Don't do that.
Like he'd have played that. I'm like, bro, that's not player, bro. Don't do that.
Don't do that, bro. Like, don't do that, bro.
Yeah, like what? You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's no comparison between Pac and Drake. They're just completely different guys. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know how you let people get away. Like, you can't be that much of a fan, bro. You can't be that much of a fan to where you don't tell somebody your honest opinion, or maybe they telling him and he just don't care.
That's what I'm saying. Either way, there's a disconnect.
I hope Baca and Chubb is like, hey, bro, that is not smart, and he just doing it anyway.
So yeah.
Shout out to Ryan. Ryan, listen, man.
Being in the street,
we got to have conversations in good faith. One thing I don't like doing, bro, is not having conversations in good faith. That's where still irritates my soul sometimes. So when you say being in the street, dude, is not the pinnacle of everything, but I'm sure you know that already. All the people in Palestine street dudes, they got rockets. That does not make you a street dude, Ryan. And it's not about, you don't have to demean culture or how somebody grow up as a way to like, it starts to give like you are affected, that you're not disassociated. It don't mean just because you from the streets you tough. It don't mean just because you from the suburbs you're not a man. None of these things are constant. It's just a set of ways and style and things that we grow up that make it what it is. That's it. It's not about is it everything. That's just a disingenuous thought. That's not, I wouldn't even have, that's not even a real conversation. Being a street dude is not everything. Like you wouldn't have to clarify that. I'm just telling you, yes, you can define what a street dude is, and no, cuz is not a street dude. A street dude is people who grow up in the streets. It's simple. You grow up in the streets, not the pavement. Being a gang member is not about the street sign. It's about the camaraderie you have with the people that grew up in the community. It's not about the street sign. So when y'all tell me like stuff like, oh, well, you know what I mean? You know, you guys are fighting over communities that you don't own. 90% of the military don't own a house. You don't get a free house if you fight in the military. Just some of this stuff is ridiculous. Like, we got to have conversations, even in the chat, in good faith. Got to be in good faith, bro.
I think really where it is with, so far as it applies to Drake, is that what we're talking about, like being a street versus not, it's about a protocol, so to speak. And he's like the only guy in the room operating on a different protocol amongst his surroundings in these contexts. So
Yes.
I think that's really what it's about.
Just Ryan from the NOLA says, so what happens when a guy from the burbs beefs with a dude from the street? Who wins? It doesn't matter where they come from. What the hell bro, what the fuck kind of shit is that? Like, you get what I'm saying, Twan? Like, that's not in good faith. What is one guy being from the street and one guy who wins in the beef? What does that have to do with anything?
The student that's getting a 4-point in high school that lives in a gang infested neighborhood, he or she knows when they get down when they hear somebody let an AK off, or when they at a party and certain records get put on, or certain cats get to looking at each other from across the party. The street sense takes over. I need to move around. It's about to go down. A nerd, somebody that ain't from the hood, that could have that same 3.8, they might not notice that in the party. They might not feel that feeling. They might hear a gunshot and want to open the damn window and look outside because they don't know shit. That's a gunshot. That wasn't a firecracker. That wasn't an M80. That was a Tech 9. That was a AK. Get down. We'll talk about it later. Get down now. So you don't necessarily have to be. You don't have to necessarily be a hardcore shooter, drug dealer to be from the streets. That's a fallacy in itself.
Shout out to All In. There are no code of ethics for street niggas. It's all imaginary. Bro, there is no code of ethics for no group of human beings, bro. Like, this is what I keep trying to explain to you. Gang banging isn't a verb. Gang banging isn't an adjective to describe the things that gang bangers do. It's how you conduct yourself. There is no set of rules. Of course, some people from the street have ethics. Of course, as a street nigga, I have ethics. But I also have ethics because I have ethics. What do you mean there are no code of ethics? Of course, there's a code of ethics for me as a street nigga. Just like as a regular general population person, there is a code of ethics for them. Some of you people who never lived a day in the street are the biggest pieces of shit in the world. Just like some of these assholes that have lived in the streets, they are the biggest piece of shit in the world. It's not like one or the other is better or worse. It's who you are as a person. It's who you are as a person. That's it.
Hey, G, I gotta go take the dog to the bathroom. I'll be back.
He crying. He's like,
yeah, he's back here tripping.
So yeah, it's like, I don't get that thought. I don't get the thought. Like who would win? Like, if a guy from the suburbs and a guy from the hood fought, who would win the fight? I don't know. How good do they fight? Like, what do you think? Like, does the hood mean that everybody can fight that you grow up in the street? No.
And a motherfucker from the suburbs might be in his 7th year of fucking wrestling,
He
running
might have the
Greco
greatest
wrestling,
hands in the world.
and fold your ass up. Like, you don't underestimate nobody. You don't underestimate nobody, from regardless of where they from in these days. And that's the street part.
The Performing Arts School in San Diego is in the hood, has hitters in it because it's where it's located. That's standard. There's a lot of that. St. Albert the Great.
Like my biggest
nobody who has been in the streets around gangs will tell you gangs don't have morals or ethics. It does sound crazy, Kelvin. That's just crazy, dog.
Yeah.
Just Ryan from the Know You. What is your point that he is not a street dude if that doesn't matter to you? That I don't care if he's not a street dude. I'm telling you, culturally. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Pete.
I would say the point is conduct protocol. It's the how. It's just assessing how he's acting vis-a-vis another guy who is more of a street dude. It's the fact that you have two different parties effectively playing by two different rules, I think, is the general theme here. Am I off? Is that kind of baseline?
Yes, but because that's the logic you are using, not me. You were saying that he isn't irrelevant, or that he's living in delusion because he isn't from the street and wants to fight with someone. What? Is that what you got?
Yo,
All 66 minutes of me explaining this, Ryan, that's what you got.
And some
That's
shit you
what
just
you
gotta
got.
leave it right where it's at, because you're not gonna.
For real, that's what you got. That's what you hear. Listen, bro, I'm going to say this again. Shout out to my brother Low Diggs. The clinical definition of listening is to list and end. The clinical definition of hearing is to acknowledge sound, right? So when you're hearing me and not listening, you're going to repeat what it sounds like I said. I have never in my life said he is delusion because he isn't from the street and wants to fight with someone. How did you come up with that? I haven't said that even in the last 10 minutes. I never said that. Like, I get it, bro. Like, I swear to God, I know we be all, bro, like doing what we doing. I know y'all at work, and I know you might be on the computer, or, taking off a valve cover, or investing in a stock, whatever you doing. I know you busy, but you got to do a better job of listening. Even if you've only been here for 10 minutes, which really you shouldn't even feel empowered by saying the stuff you're saying. If you only listen for 10 minutes, you should probably listen more, ask for clarification. Even if that's the case, you got to think about what we're saying, bro. Nobody's saying he's delusion because he wants to fight a street dude. What street dude does he wants to fight? Who?
I think it's even almost more clear in the real-time moment. Like, he's taking verbal shots at a guy in real time who is playing in a basketball game and can't even hear him. He can just have the thing said about him that a million people hear, and he doesn't even hear that. All you're seeing is him wandering around, and you're looking at his face while this guy's cracking jokes or whatever it is expected. He can't even hear it, let alone say anything back to it. So it's like, it's that and beyond.
Let me just expound on the lunacy of what homeboy just did the other day. So I'm hypothesizing that there's not even like a real beef. It's just some feelings hurt. You didn't do what I expect you to do, but I don't really want to hurt you. You really don't want to hurt me. I'm making goo gobs of money. You making goo gobs of money. We're not thinking about hurting each other. But when I put out the notion by mean mugging you, by calling you a BS ninja, all this other kind of stuff, we just talked about these zealots. We just talked about these fanatics. What you're doing is you're throwing fuel on an already burning fire of people that, I don't know. They don't know of DeMar from a hole in the wall, right? But just because you like kind of like lifted that situation up and tried to make it seem like it was something, well, now you got people across the United States that where he go to play basketball, and they might be a Drake supporter or whatever, they might be an Aubreyite or whatever you want to call them, right? And just because you threw the gasoline on the fire, even though you didn't have any full intent, don't bring no harm to this man, don't say nothing slick to this man, just leave it be. This is between me and him, which would have been the manly thing to do. Because if I got an issue with you, I just call you on the phone or text you, or bro, I got an issue, man. I got an issue that I need to get off my chest. But you threw gasoline on a fire it's probably a fake fire at that. But these people don't know that out here. They don't know that. And so they might take that and run with it.
My issue ain't even a critique of his decision. I could care less. I know you don't think he wants to fight Kendrick or DeMar. He don't want to fight them. Kendrick is a well-accomplished, hella successful entertainer, and DeMar DeRozan is a over 10-year professional basketball player, most likely a Hall of Famer. They would not be what I'm saying as far as guys that are street guys. They did come up in street urban culture, but I wouldn't consider those guys street guys. And he doesn't want to fight them. I think you're confusing something silly. Like, I think and this is kind of the point. Y'all making a mountain out of a molehill because you hate him. That's the problem, Ryan. This is what I think when you came into this pod, you thought we were talking about, bro. No, we're talking about you. The fact that you can't hear honest critique and realize it's just honest critique. It's not about liking or disliking someone. The pod is about you. The pod isn't about Drake. It's not about that dude. It's about you. The fact that we can't have an honest, critical conversation about behavior without someone feeling like there is a real disdain or desire for them not to succeed. That is just crazy. It's okay to say listen, if he's talking shit to a player because a player shot a shot and he's booing him, nobody would say nothing. If he was, talking shit to a guy walking by after making a big basket, he did it to Kevin Durant. Nobody said nothing. None of us said nothing when he did that. Nobody ever said anything when he hassles a basketball player about basketball. That's just ridiculous. Yeah. But you have to have conversations in good faith. If you walk into first off, I am not the kind of person that will tell you I like somebody I have no problem telling you who I like and dislike. Mm-hmm. I have zero problems. You can ask me, do I like him and dislike him? I am not going to say nothing. I'm not, bro. Like, I have no problem being honest. It's okay to say, hey, man, that was some sucker shit, because it was. I would rather you just say, man, I don't think it's sucker shit. If I got a problem with somebody, I'll just stare them down too and not do nothing. That would make more sense than you making it like I'm crazy for saying that a grown man is 5 foot away from somebody that he has a relationship with and giving that energy to him like that's something he wants a problem with. Why would you think that's okay as a man? That's not okay as a man, bro. And it don't matter what I think is okay. My issue and the point of this whole lunch hour was to make sure my critique was for people like you who make it about if you like somebody or dislike them. DeMar is from Compton, and that's why you are talking like this. Yes, DeMar is a friend. But what does that have to do with if he did it to any other person? I'd be like, why would you do that? Maybe it doesn't come across my radar if it's not somebody I know. But what does that have to do with who he did it to as much as you thinking it's okay that he did that and not saying to the person, hey, that's not player. Y'all got to do a better job of holding the people y'all like accountable, just like the people you don't like. Like that weird space, bro, where y'all just do that is crazy to me. That's just crazy. You don't got to be that much of a fan of nobody, dog. Be a fan of yourself like that.
And like, I never saw the thing at all. Didn't know about it until we started talking about it. But it doesn't seem to have the same feel of Spike and Reggie. That seemed basketball gamesmanship.
Yes, nobody said nothing to them. Who the hell cares?
Yeah,
we back
even like
Wednesday, man. We back here Wednesday at noon. No ceilings live, the lunch hour. You feel me? Make sure you click the thumbs up button. Make sure you click the thumbs up button. Click the link in the podcast. Subscribe to it. New episode drop tomorrow. We out this thing, man. Much love to y'all.